12 Saturday afternoon. I just finished working out with Miss Ellie and I'm about to do some work with Miss Szara. So stay tuned and I'll be back in just a moment. I'm just going to go and get Toggy put away and okay, so we're going to do some work with Miss Szara now and try and see if I can't get stand at a better position so you can see a bit clearer. So I'm doing the camera by myself today and there we go. So after doing Ellie, Zara's going to look a lot quicker and a lot easier to work with. Well, she is. She doesn't have the same behaviours as Ellie. She's actually an older, wiser horse who came to me with behaviours but learnt over time to not have them. So she's pretty good. She occasionally throws some kind of thing in, but she's going a little bit crazy here because there's some horses around there and we'll just watch her. May have spoken too soon. She's doing the flicker. She's flicking at everything. So I don't know what's going on, but there's something over there that's catching her and she's getting a bit upset. So we'll wait and see how she goes. How old is she? She's 16 years old. In about another 2 months, she'll be 16. Both her and Ellie have their birthday in October. So Ellie's around the 15th and Zara's, I think, around the 10th of October. Here she goes. She'll go for a bit of a run. And that's good. Exercising herself, that's really good. Get her going. Don't have to do anything with this horse. She just goes and does it herself. I'm actually going to turn this around so I can have this more stable. It's not very stable where it's at. I don't want to fall it falling because this is a brand new device that I've got that was basically given and helped get You'll see him here, there on this channel. He's got a very good channel of his own. Hang on, what am I doing? It's a gold channel where he goes and digs for gold on the same property that I'm on. He's gone and helped me get this phone yesterday, and he's good at picking phones, but I'm not, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to go and grab my gear. And it's been a very windy day. My horses are quite accustomed to the wind, but I'm always a little more careful on a windy day because we don't want to think that nothing can happen. We want to be always anticipating that anything can happen. Hope for nothing, and then if you get a good result, that's really good. If you don't, it's okay. We've got another day to work with. We're not about pushing and forcing things. We're about working together. I'm just going to turn her out and get her to do some... And this tossing she's doing here, a bit fussy with me. You don't even have to ask her to do anything. She knows the drill. I do want her to move out a bit. Very, very high. Oh, he's trying to go because probably something going on next door. And there's also, she's discovered there are people over in the cemetery, which are not normally there. When things change, she gets a bit funny. Turn, 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 okay? I'll let her go around that way, and then I'm going to turn up, turn, other way. Good girl, lovely pass through, lovely figure eight. Coming, good. Kenta, there Kenta, hey, hey, there Kenta, hey, up, up, Kenta. Use that with all the horses. She's in particular is very, come on, darling. So she's really focusing on what's happening over the background. And there's a few horses down there, and there might be someone riding down there. That might be what's going on. You don't often see a lot of people riding, but sometimes you do occasionally see somebody going for a ride. Very rare though. There's a lot of people at the cemetery. Come on. Come in. Come in. Not going to listen, so we're going to go back out. Let's get all this puffiness out. And she go round, round for me. Good girl. Look out. Canter. 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 And trot. Trot. And walk. Walk. So I let my energy down and her energy goes down. Walk. Good girl. Come in. Come on. Ask her to hook with me. Come on. Come on, hook on. Doesn't hook, we go back out. Back. We have another run. Okay, another stretch. Right. Canter. Go back out. Back out. Yep. Down, yeah. Trot and walk on. Okay, let's go. Come on. Sometimes she might listen. Otherwise we'll go back in again. Come on. Good girl. That's better. And this time she's coming right in like I'm asking her to do. Good girl. Good job. The wind is really picking up quite bad. Quick clean up. It's covered in mud. Sorry about that. Got a piece of hair stuck in my mouth. Yeah, look. Over here. Standing here. Everyone's a bit heightened today. This windy weather. There are horses down the back end that really don't cope well with the weather, and she's probably reading what they're saying. And look at this hair that's coming off of this girl. Falling out a lot. Pop that over there. Get to it later. Really good clean up. So that extra long winter coat is starting to really come off. Ready for summer. A little earlier than it should be, but it's okay. Try and keep her in there. Sorry about that. Try and keep her in the in your sights. To tuck it in over there. Come on, babe. Getting quite a bit of hair today. The next couple of weeks she's going to be shedding like crazy. Then we'll see her beautiful summer coat, which is quite spectacular. Makes the winter coat look silly. I think she's beautiful in winter as well, but we've got to get back into our workings. And I've got to get fit again and start getting back into riding to fit and get my muscle memory working again, so I'm going to not fall off. Because right about now, my muscle memory is not good. I've had quite a few months with hardly any work, and really long hairs on the back of the legs are super long. See how much she actually sheds just before she goes into full shed. These long, really white hairs, which are super long, they shed really quickly. She's a bit cranky right now because the other guys are having their lunch and she's stuck here. So she's like, what are you doing? I need to lift that. more I keep working at it, the better I'll get with my balance, hopefully. Hopefully. Won't get it all back, but I might get a good portion of it back. Yeah, she's really worrying about what's going on over in the cemetery. There's a whole heap of people over there. They're probably doing a clean-up, and they tidy and mow and do all sorts of stuff, fix all the graves up, make them look pretty. So when people visit, they're doing a good job. What way am I going? Oh, this is right. I got my saddle on the wrong way. It's always helpful if before you do things on the right side before you start, because otherwise when you get to it, you might be around the wrong way. It'll be a bit harder to get it working. Stand, good girl. Good job. Gently. Over the top. Now, I always put my saddle forward, and it does work its way. Sorry, got a lot of hair in my mouth. Bit hazardous. I should probably wear a dust mask while I'm doing summer hair removal. What happened? They just flipped out about something. Don't know what. I'm going to have to get a new girth for this one. So, a little bit too short. The other girth I've got's way too long. Yep. Let's give her. Oh, all right. What's up? Yeah, she's freaking out. Something's frightening everybody at the moment. So you've got to be careful. So the blink of an eye, things can change. Oh good, you're alright. Freaking out. Especially when you put your hands in tight spaces, be really careful if the horse is a bit on tender hooks. You don't want to get your finger ripped off or anything like that happening. It has happened to people, and it can be pretty bad. Bad injuries you can get if you're not careful. So you want to be aware of those things. If you've got a horse that's carrying on a little bit, just make sure you're mindful of where your fingers are, where your head is. They move a lot quicker than we do. So she's going to go off and have a bit of a run, and I'm going to turn you guys over here so you can watch her. She's got a lot of energy today, a lot of energy. She's fired up, moving pretty quickly, and here she goes. I'm not even asking her to do any of it, she's just doing it. I will ask her, however, to turn, and see instantly, as soon as I say the word turn, she done it. And now she's thinking about it because I said it again. Up there, trot. And a canter. Good girl. This horse, you don't need to have an extension with her for the most part. She's very good at verbal command. And slow, walking. Walk on. Good girl. Lovely. She's very good. Yep, honeycomb, she's really good. Hey CNA, how you doing? I don't know, I'm trying to inspire the horses right now. Trying to inspire myself. I did get on Ellie earlier. Hey up, wait a walk, slowly. Walking, sweetheart. Walk on. She just took off of her own accord, so I'm going to correct that because I want her to be focused on me. We're going to face her in. Come in, love, and woo. Good job. I'm going to ask her to go the other direction. Yep. That way. I just want her to go slow and walk on, walk. You're not listening, Zali. Walking, walk. Zara, slow down. She's very heightened. We want to slow that down. Walk on, right? Walk on. She says, Mum, I'm not interested. Back up. Walk on, go. Yep, walk on. Walking. Lovely, that's lovely. Walking off is really good. Her name is Zara. I'm just going to let her go and I'm going to ask her to turn. 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 And then I'm going to point in the direction I want her to go. So I'm going to point that way. Yep, that. And she says, no, I'm not going anywhere. Look at the face on her. She's cranky right now. She's like, what? What are you asking me to do? So I'm going to move back here. I'm going to bring her back in the middle. And I'm going to ask her to go again. This time I'm going to walk along. Walk on. So if she's not listening, I then up the ante and I start moving myself to a position where she understands I mean business. I'll give her every opportunity to do it her way and have a good attitude about it. Turn. Right, that way. Good now. Walk on. That's it. Up. Trot. Get her to trot. And look at that. See that little attitude there? So we're going to work that out of her because if I get on her while she's got that attitude, she's going to book me. So canter. 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 Slow canter. Slow canter. Hey, canter. Slow. And trot. Slow. And walk. Walking. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. And whoa. Now that cranky face right there is you rode your horse with Zara. Oh, yours is just Z-A-R-A. Mine's S-Z-A-R-A. But yeah, it's a great name. She came with that name. I don't believe in changing their names unless it's a really ridiculous name. I think if they're used to being called something, you should just leave it at that. So you don't confuse them and they don't end up... I'm going to move her back up again. I want her to go out again. Is he back? Back up. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm going to get her to turn across those back legs and disengage her hind end. Come on. Come on, we'll ask her to do it without having to hook her on. Come on. She's not focusing on me. She's focusing on... There are people over there in the cemetery. So she's crisscrossing those front legs. But we want to crisscross the back legs. So we're going to get her to go around me. And crisscross those backs. Lovely. There we go. Just to get her to stop and think about what she's doing. And give me the attention that she's giving to everything that she shouldn't be paying attention to. So we want her to listen to me right now because if she's not listening to me and she's listening to everything but me, I'm not going to have a good ride on her. You ride a horse called Okie. Oh, that's really cool, Bug Jug. I used to have a friend down the road who had a horse called Okie. And he's an older gentleman. Unfortunately, Okie was a bit wild and crazy and not very rideable. He's too skittish of a horse. He was a lovely Palomino. Now see how her eye is nice and soft now and she's a lot calmer. So she's nice and relaxed. Now I can work with her. Your horse Zara is 14.2 hands and chestnut mare. So she's a whole hand bigger than my Zara. And my Zara is 13.2. And she's a Welsh Cross Arabian. And she's 16 years old. So she's getting old, but she can move. I can tell you that now. She can move really quickly. She'll probably keep going until she's in her 30s. She's a very good horse with the ground and she doesn't trip or anything like that. She's very good with trail rides. She can jump. She likes to jump, but we're only limited to very small jumps now because she did have an incident where she was attacked by a few dogs, and there were two of them, and they got either side of the legs, and they ripped her whole legs to pieces. And a couple of kelpies. People let their dog out. They'd moved up from the city and didn't realise that you can't just let your dog sit on the front porch and have your gate open. Well, the dogs went on a rampage, took out a few sheep, and then went after my horse, and they got her. They both apparently were in the vet later that morning getting some work done. So she did do damage to them, but they did rip her to shreds. And the vet bill was huge. So she had a bit of a hard time. And after that, it's been harder for her to do things like jumping because she's got a little, you can't see it right now, but under that hair, under that winter hair, when her summer coat comes through, you may be able to see it. She has quite a bit of scar tissue there as a result of that. And it was not a pleasant time. The poor girl suffered quite badly. So the good thing is she hasn't held a grudge against my dogs or anything. She's fine still with my dogs. I can still ride her around dogs and she doesn't have a problem. But she is apprehensive around if I'm out with her and there are dogs. She can be a little bit frightened now. She's not as certain that they're not going to do anything to her. Whereas before she used to be confident. Life in the Bush Brothers. G'day, how you going? Hey, Lisha, hello, animal lover. So yeah, she's a nice little mare, this one. And, oh, good day. Stop it. Stop. Get her to drop her here a little bit. It's going to give her a little bit of a test on the pole. Make sure she's not got any tension there that's going to cause an issue. Problem. Do these checks with her as she's getting older. Occasionally things happen and she can go out in the pole a little bit, and you want to not get on them if they're out in their pole because it's like riding us with a migraine headache. If we had to be ridden with a migraine headache, that's what it feels like to them when they're out here. And this part of the neck, if they've been fighting with another horse, which she has been fighting a little bit with my other mare, they can be out there. So I like to check all that and make sure that she's not sore. Which she's not. Make sure. Did go down a little, but she will go down with the press of a certain magnitude. There you go. And look at that eye there. She starts relaxing big time when you get right behind the two ears. You've got to give a good little squeeze there. There we go. No headaches for you, Lisa. Not today. Not today. Now we're just going to check and make sure we haven't breathed out. And we're now loose on here, and we are loose, so we're going to tighten that girth up a little bit. Not a lot, just a bit. She's a funny thing, this girl. Oh, that wind is picking up. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'll show you these gum trees over here. They're blowing like a beauty. It's windy as heck. Oh, thank you. You do camp drafting. Awesome. I wished I did camp drafting. I've never done anything. I just stay in here and I just work with horses nobody wants. That's what I do. But I like doing that. I'm okay with that. I used to round up sheep with her. She was really good at sheep rounding. When we had sheep, before the drought happened, we had about 26 head of sheep on here. And we used to, it's not a lot, but we used to do a lot of, I used to go in with the sheep and do a lot of work cutting the sheep with her. She was actually really good at it. She liked it. But if it's merinos, she doesn't like merino sheep. It's really funny. She's got an aversion to the merino breed for some weird reason. Because they've got that funny lump on their head. When she gets near a merino, she has a bit of a problem. I had Dorpers, so she was used to them. The neighbours have merinos, but she doesn't like it. No, I don't do anything. How many acres do I have? I have not very many, only about 6.5, which is too much for me. I don't have a big lot. I don't need a big lot. I can barely manage what I've got. As a matter of fact, I've got about 3,000 metres of fencing that I need to, or not 3,000, probably 2 kilometres of fencing that I need to do, where we've had floods that have come through and ripped all the fencing on the inside edges, and right down the back end I've got to redo the entire fences. So that'll be the next project. Takes a while. Fencing's expensive nowadays. It's probably about $10,000 worth of materials, and then you've got to do it yourself. So, because I do all my fencing myself. But I wished I could camp draft. I wished I had somebody else who camp drafted that would come and go with me. I don't have the confidence to do that anymore. And I don't think I've got the balance, to be honest. How many? Oh, about 6.5, roughly. At least that's what I paid for when I bought the place. Whether I've still got it or not is a different story, because we have a creek running through and it rips apart a lot of the land and changes it. It's changed several times over the last decade. So it's not a great deal of land, but it's good. Your real horse is called Rascal. She is 16 hand, 20-year-old paint mare, thoroughbred plus quarter horse, but she acts like a 5-year-old. Yeah, there's a few of those around. I got a 31-year-old standard bred who thinks he's about 2 at the moment. He's got a bit of dementia, I'm pretty certain. And he does some strange things. He'll go berserk like he's a little colt. He runs up and down, and then he's stuffed for about a week. He gets really sore. He forgets that he's old. And she's watching over there again. There's still people over at the cemetery. I don't know what they're doing. They're cleaning up or something. But what camp drafters do I know? None. I don't know any of them. I know some people camp drafting out here, but they're not professional camp drafters. They just go occasionally. There's a few ladies that do it. A dear friend of mine who was, he's passed away now. He was 77 when he died, but he died back in 2017. He was an absolute legend with horses, and he used to come over and he used to love watching me doing the horses. But he's an old school fella. He used to win all the rodeos and things. He had all these belts that he won. He was as close to me sort of having anybody that I know that knew what they were doing as far as rodeo and moving cattle and things like that. I mean, I've gone on rides around things, around cattle and sheep and stuff, but I haven't done any actual shows or anything like that. Yeah, that's probably not my thing. I'm not blingy enough. I'm too daggy to do a show. A lot of people want to take my horses to the show, but I don't go, and they don't go. We just stay home. We like going bush. We do like going bush. This girl likes going bush. We haven't been for a while. I used to ride her roughly about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day, and go everywhere, all over the place with her. She's good at going across railway crossings. She can handle big trains. She can handle rivers, creeks, all those things. She's really good to take out and do anything with. And a pup bit was bridle on today. Just watching, there's a heap of people over there. I don't know what they're doing. I think someone's got someone might have a horse over there. Oh. They might be practicing. We've got a lot of people that are passing away at the moment, and they're usually horsemen. Whenever we do a funeral out here for a horseman, we take the horses go over and actually we want that tied up. Yeah. There we are, my love. So you're not going to see any cowboy antics from someone like me. What you'll probably see And most you'll probably see is me trying not to fall off. Am I able to ride her? She's a man. Yes, I am able to ride her. And I'm going to get to that in just in a moment. But what I'm going to do first is one more round go around, because done that girth up again. Up, girl. Forward and stretch. Not much of a stretch with her because she's old. You don't want to overstretch her. And again, I don't pull my horse's feet, they handle to me. I don't believe in making their feet go up. You want them to give it so you don't pull any muscles, especially with an older girl like her. All I do is click and she hands it up to me. Not an issue or a problem. Going to give her a clean up. Thanks it up. Good girl. I'm going to get down on my knees a little bit because it's hard for me at the moment. I do just have to watch she doesn't take off or anything while I'm like this, because I'm kind of in a bit of a position where I could get hurt if she decided to do anything silly. But she's pretty sensible. Get the last leg. Yeah, I know what's going on over there. Something's happening. A bunch of people over there doing something. It's got her interest. Now she's got a choppy little ride to her. She's got a nice little canter, but her trot is very choppy. So she's only 13.2, she's not big. It's a small pony. Her, hang on a second, the saddle's not sitting where it needs to be. Going going to get her to go around one more time for me. Up. Let's go. Walk on. Nancy, trot. Further out, back out. Ellie, Zara. The canter. The canter. Canter. Let's make sure she's got no lameness happening there. Trot, trot, trot. And we're going to walk, walk, walk. Let's get her to walk. She's tracking really nice. I'm seeing nothing wrong. Turn. Let's go. Other way. Good luck. Alright, so I've just had a phone. I'm not sure what's going on there. That disclose where my property is. I don't think you should on YouTube disclose where you live. Ever. Especially if you've got really nice horses. You don't want people coming over and stealing them. So you're not smart if you do. Well, I can tell you I'm in Australia, but that's going to tell you. I won't tell you where I am. Canter. And on this side, canter. There, turn. There, turn. And... oh, sorry, honeycomb. It's not that it's glitching. It's that I had a phone call from a scam artist. You get all those phone calls from the scammers. So I've got a new phone number, so I'll probably get whacked with scammers now after I finally got rid of them all. All right, and walk on, walk on. Good girl. Not sure if you guys can hear me or not. Can someone tell me if you can hear me at this point? Okay, I'm going to turn this around. And here we go. Now, I'm not going to do too much with her today. Hi Johnny Fong, how are you doing? What I'm just going to do is just jump on and I'm just going to have a little bit of a walk. And see how I go. If I feel up to it, I might trot, I might do something else, I don't know yet. I'm just going to take it slow because I'm aware of something going on over in the background that she's a little bit heightened by. And she is an Arabian and she does occasionally have a bit of a quick step, in other words a bit of a bolt here and there. Not often, but once in a blue moon she'll do it. So you want to be wary of it. I've got a windy day happening and I've got a whole heap of stimulation over that way. Plus there's some sheep in the paddock next door and some horses next door that are probably going a bit funny because of the wind. So we want to just be careful about it. Now there's someone's asking about what type of saddle it is and somebody's saying it's an English saddle. No, it's not an English saddle, Abby, sorry. It's a, does anyone know what it is? It's called a half-breed saddle. It's a stock saddle crossed with a Western, hence the name half-breed. So it's a half-breed swinging fender saddle. And a swinging fender is that. So it swings. So it's called a half-breed. So an English saddle looks nothing like these guys. English saddles don't have the knee blocks on them the way that these do, and they are shaped very differently. They also have a different cut. So this is a half-breed saddle. So, yeah, it's not an English saddle. But a lot of people who don't know much about horses and saddles could easily get confused because they all do look very similar. So it's understandable that you might have got a bit confused. When I first started back into the horses, and all I'd ever had was a stock saddle. So that was all I really knew about. I didn't know about anything else. I'd had general purpose saddles and jumping saddles as well, but I didn't know anything about these kinds of saddles, the Western saddles and the half-breed saddles. But I've learnt over time about them because I decided I'll try one and see how I like it. I wouldn't change it now. That's all I'd want to work with. So can someone tell me whether or not you guys can hear me? So if you can't hear me, there's probably not much point in me continuing. I'll probably stop the stream. You ride horses almost every day. That's good. It's really good. So if you're riding in an English saddle, chances are you're probably someone who does dressage and showing. I don't do those things. I do bush riding and that's about it. I don't do anything else. I don't compete in anything. I just ride out in the bush, or I break in horses and I do horses to cart as well. But I'm actually at a point now where I'm retiring from all that. I'm not going to do that any further because it's just, I've got one more to put in the cart and that's it. I'm getting too old, so I'll be giving that one up. But I'm going to jump on. Take my glasses off so I don't come off and smash my face. Good chance that'll happen. Wish me luck, everybody, because I am quite nervous about doing this. So she's a fast little pocket rocket and she can go whoosh in a second. So I'm quite scared of getting on her. I'd rather be riding the big girl over there. I had a bad accident about 11 months ago. I almost died. And I've been really terrible ever since. I've always been nervous around horses because I know what they're capable of, but the last 10 months or so, I've really hardly had any riding done. The other thing is, I've had what they call a stroke, where my brain has malfunctioned and I lost a bit of my ability to balance, and my reflex reactions on my right side are very slow. So if she goes off and does something, my left side works fine, but my right side's going to take a little bit of time to react. So I don't have a fast reaction anymore the same way I used to. So I've got to be very careful that I don't push myself into places that are dangerous for me. I'm getting old, and if I come off again, my grandkids probably aren't going to be too happy if I'm stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I've already broken my back on a horse. Don't want to do it again. That's why I'm slow and very slow at doing it, and very safe at doing it. We don't have any bit. Stand. To get her to stand where she's comfy. Look. Good. Relax. Relax. Good girl. Now just stand for a moment and I'm going to move my hands forward and you'll see what happens. So I'm not going to kick her, I'm going to wait until she's ready to listen. Actually, before we go any further, we're going to have a little bit of a stretch there. Girl, a little stretch this way. Good girl. Now I'm going to ask her to go on. We're going to walk on. Girl, we're just going to walk. We're not going to run or do anything crazy right now. We're just going to walk. And we're just going to walk around. safe. You being safe. She neck roams, so I just have to tap the neck and she'll go the direction I'm asking. I'm just going to go into a little bit faster walk. I'm just going to walk a little quicker. So I do want her to have a bit of exercise going on. I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to sit the trot initially. I'm going to turn it back around this direction. We're going to go this way and we're going to trot. Sit that trot. So she stays nice and slow. That's a girl. Then I'm going to rise my trot. We're going to go around for a couple of laps. Just spotted my goats. That's right. I want to show her these goats. I want her to look at them before she freaks out. So over the back there we've got a couple of goats. She doesn't see them very often because they don't usually come up this way. I'll show them to you. So over there we've got the goat. So she's flipping out about the goat right now because he doesn't usually hang there. His name's Billy Joel. And unfortunately, he's going to move around a bit. So she's got to get used to that. And I've got to get used to her getting used to that. Because if she's not, I'm trying to pinch this screen back. So I don't want her flipping out and going on me. So I jumped off. But that's a good opportunity for me to then get back on the other side because I got on that side. So now we're going to get on. Hang on, did I get on this side or that side? I got on the other side. So we're going to get on this side now. I'm going to ask you to drop. Drop your head. Good girl. Good girl. Drop. Good girl. I want her to stand nice and still for me. I don't want her to move while I'm getting on. I want her to stand. Whoa, good girl. Good job. Can you go around again? See, as soon as I touch that neck, Billy Joel's hanging around the gate again. Nice and canter there. Did a nice canter there, no problem. dear. Really good little canter. And it was nice because generally when she hasn't been ridden for a while, when you go into a canter, she'll try a little bit and throw a little bit of a hump in here and there. She hasn't done that today, so that's really good. Yesterday she didn't do it either, so I'm very happy with that. Got chickens everywhere going crazy, and she's been really good. We're going to go back around again. Backwards and forwards. Alright, it's just the goat. She has that Arab high head movement that a lot of people don't like because and wool. Good girl. That's very good. I'm going to get off on the side I got on. Good job. So it's starting to get really windy now. And that's all I'm going to do for today. I'm a bit tired because I've got on 2 horses today, so that's a lot for me. And thanks everybody for watching. Oh, got hooked on the, it's stuck on the, fix that up. Good girl, thank you. She did a really good job today, just listen nicely. All I wanted to really do with her was just have a bit of a reconnect again, just so I'm not forgetting what I've got to do. I didn't get on yesterday. Yesterday was raining. Didn't know work at all with them. So today, just wanting to reconnect and get back into me feeling comfortable again. She's a good horse. She's looked after me for the last 9 years. I've never come off this horse. I've had her bolt a handful of times on me. Really quickly, straight into fences and things. I've never come off though, I've been lucky. But after I've had the stroke, I'm a bit concerned about coming off. So I'm very cautious about what I'm doing. I'm planning on getting back into riding out and about very soon. I have another lady who comes and rides, and she's going to be riding Ellie. And I'm hoping I can get them both to work together out and about without too much drama. They don't like each other that much, but they might be okay. Ready? Ready, bub? Girl. She's a bit sweaty. Didn't do much, but she's a little bit sweaty. I'm just gonna, come here. Thanks. Just give her a quick brush there. Now she's not had much work lately, so I don't want to push too quickly with her. What I want to do is make sure that when she has her work, we're doing it in a slow manner where she's able to actually be okay with it. And it looks like I'm having trouble with the internet yet again. But that's okay. Oh no, it's coming back up. The bars are coming back up. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate your time. I'm going to go and have a bit of a rest now, and I'm going to take her back home. And you guys have a lovely day. And who knows when I'll be back out here doing this, probably tomorrow or the next day, depending on this weather. Hopefully we'll get nicer weather. Hopefully all those clouds disappear. But we'll see what happens. Okay guys, have a lovely afternoon. And whatever time of day it is, enjoy your evening and your weekend.